Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So here I am just on another morning hike, and I figured this was a fitting environment to do this book review for the latest book I've just finished reading, Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, the classic. Now, I read this once years back when I was quite very young, and it was kind of beyond, like I was quite young at the time, it was sort of beyond my reading level of, you know, what I could really comprehend in a book at the time. And yeah, so ever since then, you know me, if you watch my channel, you know I'm a big Jurassic Park fan, so I wanted to reread this with a more mature mind. And so yeah, so now I have finished Jurassic Park, and it's an awesome novel, a wicked novel. Michael Crichton is very descriptive and has a great way of describing things in this book. It's a lot different. It's very different than the movie. Very different than Spielberg's take on what he did for the movie. And I will say, I mean, it could be just because that's the one that I grew up with, actually watching for the most part. That's the story I grew up with. But I will say that I think I kind of like the movie version, the movie's take on the story, and Spielberg's take on the story a bit better than I do the book, actually. But the book is really good, and like I said, it's highly descriptive and has some pretty, like, it's fictitious, of course, but it has some pretty intense, you know, scientific ideas in this, at least. And you know, in the movies, I always thought that Alan Grant, Dr. Grant, was my favorite character, and he is, like, in the whole Jurassic Park franchise story, I'd say that he is my favorite character. But within the book, I actually think Ian Malcolm's character is my favorite. Like, a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the points that he makes in the first movie there, and even in the second movie, are in this, but there's a whole lot more. Like, a lot of this book is heavily like Ian Malcolm's ideas and his dialogue is heavy throughout this book, and there's a lot of it. And I really liked his character in the book. Definitely my favorite character in the book, and I loved sort of the ideas that he had, and the way that Michael Crichton sort of incorporated this science that is, you know, based on reality with some fictitious elements to it, and incorporated into this guy's whole sort of psyche and how he thought, and stuff like that. I did really enjoy that, and yeah, it's a good book, and it's quite gory, too. Like, I mean, even the original Jurassic Park trilogy, I mean, they were, I forget if they were PG-13 or if they were just PG, but they were pretty damn edgy, for at least even for the rating that they had. They were pretty damn edgy. And but then as the Jurassic World movies started to come out, I mean, I like the Jurassic World movies. They're not as good as the original trilogy, if you ask me, but they sort of became really, really cut clean and limited on any sort of gore, or limited on any sort of real violence and peril. They're definitely made more for families and children and stuff like that. But the book is quite gruesome. It's quite gory, and it grossed me out a few times, the way that it was described, like the dinosaur attacks and stuff like that. It's pretty damn brutal in the book. Definitely not really a family book, that's for sure. And a lot of the scenes are similar to in Jurassic Park, but different. Like, Spielberg, like, took a lot of the core ideas, but just kind of twisted them different. So it was interesting to read the original take on this, and to read the what was originally thought about this book, and yeah, just to delve into that, and it, like, and just how some of the storylines were tweaked around a little bit differently. And yeah, I think my favorite part in the book is when Alan Grant, Lex, and Tim are on the raft, the raft that they made, and the T-Rex is working its way into the stream system. It's the T-Rex swims in this novel, and it's making its way into the river and kind of being a bit slower than it normally would on land because it's in water, but it's drawn near them, it's coming close. I really enjoyed that scene in the book. I think that is my favorite part. And yeah, basically it's a really damn good novel. I think a lot of people have already read Jurassic Park, especially Jurassic Park fans, but if you have not, I highly recommend reading it. It's not a super long book. It's got like 400, I think, yeah, 458 pages, so it's relatively, it's not a super long read, and it's very descriptive. It's one of those books that's hard to put down. Once you start reading it, it's very hard to put down. So yeah, I definitely give Jurassic Park an A+. I have not read The Lost World. Perhaps down the road I will read that and also review that. But yeah, great book, definitely worth an A+. So yeah, so that's my review for Jurassic Park, the book, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please come back for more.